You may have noticed that the weather changes a lot throughout the year. In some months, the days are short and it can get pretty cold. It might even snow. In other months, there are more hours of daylight. It can be sunny and hot almost every day. These yearly weather patterns are called seasons, and they occur due to the position and movement of the Earth around the Sun. There are 4 different seasons: summer, autumn, winter, and spring. Summer is the hottest season with the most hours of daylight. As summer moves to autumn or fall, the weather gets cooler and there are fewer hours of daylight. Winter is the coldest season with the fewest hours of daylight. In spring, the weather starts to warm up, and the number of daylight hours increases. Each season lasts for about 3 months and occurs once over a period of 1 year. Let's take a look at the Earth and its movement around the Sun. You probably already know that the Earth rotates about an axis. It also revolves around the Sun. The Earth does not rotate straight up and down. It's tilted at an angle. It's this tilted rotation that causes seasons. The Earth can be divided into 2 parts, called hemispheres. There's the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. When the Earth is positioned here, the Northern Hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun. It receives more direct sunlight than the Southern Hemisphere. This results in warmer weather and more hours of daylight. It's summer. At the same time, the Southern Hemisphere is tilted away from the Sun. It receives less direct sunlight. The weather is colder and the days are shorter. It's winter. When the Earth is positioned here, the Southern and Northern Hemispheres are at similar distances from the Sun. The Northern Hemisphere experiences autumn, and the Southern Hemisphere experiences spring. In this position, the Southern Hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun, and it's summer. The Northern Hemisphere is now tilted away from the Sun, and you guessed it, it's winter. Lastly, the hemispheres are at an equal distance from the Sun again. The Northern Hemisphere moves from winter to spring, and the Southern Hemisphere moves from summer to autumn. Here's a cool fact. Due to the shape of the Earth, the seasons and lengths of days get pretty extreme near the North and South poles. In summer, it's daylight for several months, and the sun doesn't set. In winter, it remains dark for several months and the sun doesn't rise at all. Isn't that amazing? The Earth is a pretty amazing place. Hey, don't forget to subscribe.